Crypto fam, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. My name is EQ, welcome to EQ Trades, and welcome to the Epic Trading Floor. In today's video, we're going to be going over the crypto macros, crypto news, overall macros in the United States, crypto screener, and we're going to wrap it up with my live trade that I'm currently in on Bitcoin, which I'll give you a little hint, it is a short position. Now, before we get into all this, if you haven't smashed the like button or follow button or subscribe button, depending on whatever platform you see this on, hit that button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos or any updates. And remember that none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes only, and just kind of what I'm seeing on the charts and what I'm looking at from a personal perspective. Now, by the way, for anyone that does want to use this page, it is available for free at epictradingfloor.com/crypto-dashboard. You can see it right here, the crypto dashboard button. And this is free to use. There's also a Forex and stocks one, depending on what you trade. Now let's start on the technicals for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and total market cap. You can see pretty much everything is showing buy signals at the moment, all across the board. I don't see anything that's currently showing even neutral. So there's going to be a lot of what we'll call greed. And even on the short terms, they're showing a lot of buy potential. That's typically how I use these, especially if you're starting to see strong buy. I'm going to be looking more for weakness. And if I see strong sell, I'm going to be looking at that as a fearful thing. And I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities. When we take a look at the news, there's one thing that I've been noticing recently, and that's pretty much that you're seeing a lot more things about gaming, NFTs, metaverse, and that type of thing popping up in the news. You're seeing Empire X crypto game, where you see a lot of people talking about the AAA games from AVAX. We've seen a Solana AAA game. We have Illuvium. There's a lot of projects and a lot of people that are just starting to talk about that. So don't be surprised if you see a major uptick in that sector, specifically gaming, NFTs, and metaverse. They all kind of like to run together, and it's a huge part of mass adoption. So I would not be surprised if that starts to take off, especially if more articles pop up like this. You're also starting to see the bigger players like Doge and Sheeb, which all it takes is one article, one tweet, whatever it may be, and those will absolutely pump. But they also dump just as fast. Another bit of bullish news. See, JP Morgan analyst says Bitcoin miner faces narrowing window of opportunity to secure AI data. That seems like bullish news in general. That looks like they're trying to push a little bit more and add incentive to get someone to push into that direction. I would be considering that bullish. U.S. SEC spokesperson confirms Ripple lawsuit appeals. That's bullish. Crypto users triple in 2024. Obviously bullish. Injective up 3% 24 hours. Definitely bullish. Outstanding lending platform on ton for EVAA. That's going to be an interesting one. I kind of want to look into that a little bit later. Maybe I'll do an individual video. But as you can see, all the news that's coming out this morning is bullish. So the institutions and the big money, whoever's paying for all of this news to be released, they obviously want the retail traders in the mass market to think of this as a bullish day, because they're just feeding everything bullish right now. And even when you look on the daily, you can see from October 11th, we've had a nice little impulse move. Bitcoin itself, just from that point, we can look at a quick price range on it. Even from, let's say, the lowest low of that wick, we've already seen about a 16% move. That's great for Bitcoin. That's a pretty solid, strong move. Now, what's getting interesting here is we're having the potential of a bull trap. So what a bull trap would be is, in layman terms, when you see price action break to the top side and look like it's going to go parabolic, but then it pulls back. We've seen it a few times in this liquidity. Tested once here, did it again here. We've seen liquidity up here. There's been a few times where price wanted to break. Now, the difference is that we've seen a full candle close outside of the range. Even on this one, we've seen the actual wick touching this, what would be called an SR flip zone, if it did flip over, and it failed to stay over and pop back down. Now, yesterday's candle is fully out of range within that resistance. So this is the first time we're seeing that. That's what we're going to give a little bit of a bullish edge to for Bitcoin and just the market in general. But overall, I'm looking for weakness, and I'll go over that towards the end of the video. So we'll start with the US macro calendar first. Jobless claims came out today, and so did retail sales. Those are the two major macro events in the United States. Both of them were better than expected. So initial jobless claims is pretty much the amount of people that are claiming, literally what it is, people that are claiming for jobless benefits. So they expected it to be about 260,000. It actually came out at 241,000. So the number is lower. And same with retail sales. They expected a forecast of 0.3, and we actually got an actual of 0.4, which just means the amount of money that's flowing into retail, which means that the economy is looking a little bit better at the moment than it has been in the last couple months. So two good bullish things to see from a macro perspective in the United States. Now, when I'm looking at the heat map in general, I keep this on volume. You can obviously use this as market cap and kind of see what the big players are, but I like to use this on volume just to see where the money's moving. And then I'll change the performance to 24-hour change. And it's the first thing you can notice, there is a lot of outflow of volume on Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the big players. Even though price on the daily, and we have seen a lot of great movement, volume is showing outflow right now. And if you trade with me in the Epic trading floor, or if you've gone through the Epic trading floor, or whatever it may be, you know that volume doesn't lie. Price action can lie, everything else can lie, but volume does not lie. So and it doesn't hide, especially from a multi-million, hundreds of millions, billions, even trillions of dollars worth of value. You can't hide that on a long-term perspective in volume. So with that in mind, that's something that we're watching for the downside play, and why I see a little bit more weakness in the market. And for those of you who stuck out through this video and you were curious what trade I'm in currently on Bitcoin, I got in yesterday at 60,668 on a short. Pretty much what I was playing was this rising wedge. I was either going to play it to the top side to see if we tested high liquidity while we were within the trend, or if we failed to hold support, broke to the downside, and then hit an SR flip on what once was an uptrending support, which would now be a resistance. And then from that point, I would have entered getting into my short. Currently, that trade is at a 4.47 to 1 risk to reward, which is great. You know that if you know my trading style, I trade anything 3.1 or higher, which requires only 26% of the trades to be profitable. So this one, obviously, you only have to hit about 24, 23, 22% or less. And that's only to take profit one. And my stop loss is currently set at 68491. And that's about a 1.21% slippage. And I'm running this trade on 10x leverage for anyone that's curious and interested. So if you were looking at this on the short term, for example, we go on the left side. Left side is the 5-minute chart. Right side is the 1-hour chart. You can see we broke that trend. We failed to hold support. And then we had 2 resistance tests. So once we got that second resistance confirmation and price started to swing, that's when I got my entry. Then you had a little bit of a lower high double top test. And that also failed. And it also showed resistance on the point of control for volume. And then that sold off from there. So if you want to stay up to date with this trade, I would highly suggest going and checking out the Epic trading floor. That's where I keep all this information, and we'll keep everyone up to date on whether I take profit or hit a stop loss or break even, whatever it may be. All those updates will be there. And if you're new to the channel, I'm very transparent with all of this. This is our trading record from July, August, September, and October, so the last 4 months, basically averaging 15 to 20 trades per month, which I would say is a lot, hitting about 84% of the trades at a 30% profit per trade. You can go through this entire list. It's going to show wins, losses, the percentages, leverage time, when I got in, when I got out, numerical values, all that type of stuff. Because at the end of the day, accountability is everything. If you're not holding yourself accountable, you're not going to really be growing. So if you are interested in joining the Epic trading floor, I'll drop that link in the description. And it's also in the link on all the social media platforms. And this is going to wrap up the video on crypto macros, news, everything like that. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day.